In DC, for DC. DC Radio, 96.3 HD4 and DCRadio.gov.
Welcome to Backstage Beyond the Laughs. It's your girl, Nikki Moore, and I have some super exciting news today. We are back in this brand new, amazing, beautiful DC radio studio digs. I feel like I'm in a studio condo now, like a luxury studio. This comports with everything else that's going on in my life, luxury being the key to everything. So I'm here with one of my favorite people, and I'm super excited to tell everybody this news. I've only been working on this cat for about like a year since I've been doing this show. He turned me down 3 times, but I broke him down, y'all, because that's what I do.
Yes.
So this guy is a comedian, writer, actor, producer, known for his perfect sense of timing and delivery. He has appeared on Martin Lawrence Presents, First Amendment Stand Up on the Stars Network, One Mic Stand with Kevin Hart on the BET Network, Laugh Mob's We Got Next. That was a good set too.
Yeah, thank you.
He is best known for his funny, innovative, creative, and sincere approach to stand-up comedy. Whenever you see this guy, he's either on stage, on his way to a stage, or getting off one. Mm-hmm. This is one of my favorite comedians. Aww. This is none other than, I'm so happy to say, the new co-host for this show, Backstage Beyond the Laughs, the one, the only, Eddie Bryant.
Hey.
Hey, Eddie.
What's happening?
I cannot say I am so overjoyed.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you. Thank you for not giving up on me, Nikki Moore. I appreciate it.
Never. You know why? Because you didn't give up on me.
That's right. We didn't give up on each other. Yeah. We are here. Yeah. So what's happening?
What's up, man?
Everything is good, man. This is nice. Okay.
This is
studio.
Nice.
This is real.
This is nice.
Mm-hmm. I like this place. It's all right with me.
I'm looking forward, man, to taking me and this show to the next level.
We going together.
Yes, because when I first met you, you touched my life and my career in a way that I'm not even sure you knew that you impacted me.
I ain't touching your butt. Don't start no Me Too stuff.
On my...
Okay. Everybody is going to jail now,
the Me Too part of that is why not? Why not? I just want to know why not, Eddie.
Why not? Because I'm trying not to go to jail. And
well, something's happening. I'm getting some noise interference in my ear. You don't hear it?
You just might have an ear infection. You don't know what?
Huh?
That might be an ear infection.
Hey.
Did you take your vitamins today?
I'm taking my mic off. Can you still hear me?
I sure can. Everything
that was scary. Good. It was really loud. Anyway, so I just want to say, Eddie, I'm super proud to have you. I'm super proud you finally said yes. I broke you down.
Yes. And
I want to know, I want you to tell everybody the reason I'm so excited. I want to know everything about you.
Well, okay. See, well, first though, let's see. I'm thankful for you are one of the true hustlers. You don't take no for an answer. You just continue to work. So,
that's right.
I really admire that about you. So, you know, in this opportunity, we both are looking for something creative to do, something fun. And we always have fun when we kick it, so let's just kick it.
You funny. This guy's fun.
Let's have some fun.
He's stupid funny, too. So I just want to say I have a lot of questions.
Uh-oh.
I have a lot of questions. I know a lot about your background and your history.
I did not take Tamar's eyelashes. I did not. So I'm just playing Tay. Okay, all right. I want to be your friend so bad.
We're going to change the format here at Eddie's direction in the coming weeks. But today, we're going to go back to the old format. We're going to have a little fun, and we're going to talk about Eddie and what makes Eddie Eddie. So why comedy?
Because therapy costs a lot, and Obamacare don't cover that. So I have to go somewhere and talk to somebody about something what's going on. So that's why I like comedy. And
you predate Obamacare, so you are one of the legends. You started you ran a comedy room, a couple of them, in D.C., and you blew up LOL.
Yeah.
at Club Elite.
Yeah.
And what was the other one?
No, that was the one.
That was the one.
So it was like before Club Elite and Martinis, it was a lot of us as comedians telling jokes halftime at the Go-Go, nobody paying attention, nobody could, know where to find us, and we go to this open mic and that open mic, and then it was real divided back then. It was like, the I'm not gonna call them what the mainstream, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So you could go over there, but you wasn't making no money. Nobody's making any, It was just weird. And so we were throwing shows and hosting rap shows and stuff like that. And then it was just like, all right, Chris Thomas asked me to fill in hosting over at Club Elite for the weekend. He was going on the road. He came back. The person that he booked, I'm not gonna say was not funny. He just did not fit the demographic that was coming to Club Elite. So you can. Everybody's not for every place. Now, if anybody know what Club Elite is in the corner of Temple Hills. It's right around the corner from Murder and Happiness. It's like right there in the middle of it.
Somewhere in the middle.
In the middle. So, you needed comedians that could tell good jokes, but also had an edge, like, you know what I mean? You had to have no fear. Yeah. And so, so Chris Thomas got the club to bring me in, and we just grew it. And started booking everybody that I had met up to that point from across the country, rather than just keep doing this same whoever's around the way and my friends, and I'm gonna pocket the budget and da-da-da-da-da and all of that stuff that was going on.
Just give it up.
Yeah, we need to just have some funny shows.
I think by doing that, you kind of set the stage for comedy in D.C. during that time.
Yeah.
Well, how long did you run that room?
We were doing 5 shows at Club Elite and 1 show at Martinis. We did that for 6.5 years.
Wow, that's a run. If anybody knows anything about weekly comedy, and for 6 years. Weekly.
Weekly. Yeah, so, that's not monthly. This is every
that's
week.
A lot. That's like 52 shows a year.
Yeah, man.
Times 6.
I'm working on a movie script right now about that time. Because you think, running Club Elite, I had to host the show, hire the waitress, bartender, count the chicken, hire the cook. Yeah,
It was like running a club.
Yeah, the club
it's like running a club.
Looking at the numbers. He got his pistol on the table and he's like, look, I need the comedian's money right now. And he
Shut up.
Man. Man, he's like, he ain't funny. I'm like, I don't care if he is not funny to you, but he need his money. I don't got no gun. What was one of the craziest nights for you during that time? Oh man, so many.
I know it's been a lot. And let me preface this by saying Eddie is one of the most politically correct comedians I've ever met in my life. Man. Not just comedians, people.
Yo.
Like, I talk about people. I go in on people. I'm petty. I gossip. I do all of that. He will not indulge me. Okay?
I don't know nothing.
He always finds a way to take me back to the nice guy kind of stuff.
Yeah, man.
I'm like, I got to call you back.
I know, right? But, that way we keep our karma good. One crazy night, so I had hired this waitress, and, the waitresses weren't making that much money. So I got the club to give the waitresses, because if you know anything about running a restaurant, usually waitresses make about $3 an hour plus tips. Right. Well, nobody's tipping in Club Elite, so the bartenders were stealing, the waitresses are stealing, the door people are stealing, everybody's stealing, right? So I'm like, okay, if we keep stealing everything, we don't get to collect the money, then nobody gonna get paid, right? So I was like, okay, well, club owner, could you give everybody $10 an hour, right? And then we take the tips and we pool the tips, right? Now, this is before I got him to do this. But what made me go in the office and ask him that was I hired the girl. She's making $3 an hour. She trying to get money, and the money wasn't coming fast enough for her. This is Friday. Saturday, she comes in, and she is turning tricks in the bathroom. The dude is there on a date with his girl.
My hero!
and I could not find her. I was like, where is this girl at?
Wait, so
I'm on
she was
stage
tricking
hosting.
with somebody who was there with somebody else?
Yes, the
Oh
dude was
my
on a date and he
God.
went to the bathroom. I'm on stage and the girl is looking for her boyfriend. Right? And I'm telling jokes and I bring the first comedian up. All right, cool. Then I go look. I say, I'm going to find him. I go look for him.
He tricking with the waitress.
He in the bathroom with the waitress.
Oh my God.
And she come out wiping her mouth and stuff.
I hate
I was
you.
like, you cannot do this. Like, he had $40. And I'm not going to make $40 in here. It's 10 people in here. I'm not going to make $40. So I was like, okay, let me call the club owner and see if we can get this money structure straight so we can get it going. And so so that's one of the wildest things.
That's hilarious.
I mean, it's been wild. One night, Red Grant came in and did a guest spot.
Yeah.
And if you ever know Red, you know he do songs and all of this and all of that, right? So he rapping, and one of the dudes in the audience want to rap with Red. Now, while Red is on stage, I feel confident enough to go upstairs to the office, do what I had to do, and come back. I feel like the room is going to be here. He got it under control.
This.
So Red let the dude come up on stage and rap with him. Now this dude got to be 58. And he got a new rap album coming out. And I promise you, he want everybody to come to the cookout. And he promoting his rap album. He get on stage and it was the most horrible. I come back downstairs. Now, everybody know the Club Elite is known for the best chicken wings ever.
Yeah.
Now, everybody has eaten all of their chicken wings and they have nothing but chicken bones left. They are throwing chicken bones at this dude. I'm talking about a whole room full of grown people throwing chicken bones, and the dude is ducking and he mad at me and he trying to fight security because they hitting him in the head with chicken bones because his rap album sucks.
This is too funny.
It's real, you know what I mean? So I'm like, okay.
You can't even script it.
No.
Oh,
No,
that's
I mean,
hilarious.
it's countless nights like this, like many nights. I mean, I seen a couple, and I feel so bad. I don't know, I can't remember who these people were, but I had gave them 2 free tickets. Like, come on, man, it's a great date night.
The rap guy?
No, this is another story.
Else.
Yeah, this is another story. Mm-hmm. So I give some people I met on the street or whatever promoting the club, I give them 2 tickets. They come to the club. Now, they get out the club. No, they coming into the club. Between getting out of their car and walking to the club, they get robbed in the parking lot. And I feel so responsible.
And they told you when they came in.
They came in. They just robbed us out there. And you done brought me and my wife out here. And da-da-da-da-da. I'm like,
well, sit down, let's laugh about it.
yeah, he ain't got no money for no drinks or something. So do you have your 2-drink minimum? So them people probably never want to come see an Eddie Bryant show. But yeah, that was Club Elite.
Listen, Eddie. So as one of the most seasoned comedians I know, I would like to know what was your process like from day one. Describe your first day on stage.
Oh man, I used to be afraid on stage. I couldn't get past 2 minutes. I would do fear. So I would get
your
on,
heart be pounding.
It'd be pounding. I can't get my thoughts out. The crowd wasn't receptive to what I was saying. I didn't know how to express my thoughts. Like, it was funny on the paper that I wrote it on, but I couldn't get it out. And I would go on stage and then I would quit in the middle of my set. 2 minutes, I'm gone. And I did that for about 6 weeks. And one Tuesday night, the dude named William Troxler had this Tuesday night at this hotel. You remember Troxler, right? So Troxler had this Tuesday night, and I would go up there every week, and I would run off stage. And then the last time, he said, if you run off stage one more time, you can't get on my stage no more. And I was like, whoa. And so him, Chico, Danny Williams, Alex Scott, Chico Will, Danny Williams, all kind of like, Chico, Danny really, AB, don't be scared. And, they talking me through it. And so, I had to work from that space. So, boom. And at that time, we were going to Tacoma Station on Monday, every Monday getting booed. I was every Monday. And had my feelings hurt every week. Some weeks you do good, some weeks you do bad. And this is back when the veterans were hosting open mics and they were applying pressure.
Yeah. The veterans?
The veterans. So
describe, who are the veterans?
Willie Robo is hosting Monday night.
Willie Robo is the guy who do the voices, right?
Yeah, he do the Robo, all that.
From Police Academy.
Yeah, he laying, I'm talking about heat.
I didn't know he was from D.C.
Oh, yeah. He moved to Europe.
Yes.
But he had this thing where if you're on stage, he would be in the corner playing the keyboard, playing the Jaws music.
With his mouth.
No, he's playing a real keyboard with Jaws music as you're bombing. So you're bombing and he's going dun, 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 dun. And it would get faster and faster as you keep bombing.
Oh, my God.
And then they would move.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, man. And people would move. Get out the way. Get out the way. And everybody
get out the way.
You be outside hurting.
My God.
Man, your soul be hurt.
That sounds like so much fun.
Oh, my God. But you come back every week.
Come back.
And he would let you up every week.
And then do that to you.
And yeah, because he's like, either you going to knock it out the park or you going to quit. It created an environment where the cream was able to rise to the top if you stayed in the fire. And
so who were some of the vets at that time doing these
that was still here?
Yeah.
Because
even that came back.
Well, okay, so Tacoma Station went like this. Red, Joe, and Dominique had Tacoma Station.
Yeah.
Then they all moved, right? When they moved, it became Skiba and Billy the Kid and Robo and those cats that were hosting Tacoma Station. And then you had Chris Thomas shows, which you could never get on stage at Chris Thomas shows.
Because Chris on stage.
Yeah, because you're a youngin', so you need to sit in the corner and you need to watch.
I'm going to get you, young man.
Yeah, I'm going to get you, young man. Yeah, you sit in the corner, you watch. And we would go to Jokes on Us every weekend and watch Mike Brooks and Kevin Anthony and Kevin the Magician?
Kevin Lee.
Kevin Lee and Tony Woods and all of those guys. We would watch them every week and figure out, and we were thinking in the back, like, how do I get funny enough to get up there with them?
Right.
And so, we would bomb at all of these different places, until Fat Doctor.
Fat Doctor. Legend.
Legend, right? So Fat Doctor was the one guy that slowed it down for us, for me especially. Yeah. So he had a workshop at Jokes on Us on Mondays. You pay $10. He had about 20 students a week that he would help you understand what it means to write a joke. This is a setup. This is a premise. This is a punchline.
Surprise punch.
Yeah.
No cursing.
Mix, no cursing. Write it clean.
Never write a joke with curse words in it.
And he would do these exercises and teach us how to formulate our thoughts. And then you get up in front of the stage and then you say it in front of the class and then they would critique your stuff. And sometimes the students would, I'm not going to say his name, but certain students
would. What?
I'm not going to say his name, but certain students would, you're in there working on your stuff, and there's certain students in there taking your jokes in class.
You say I'm not going to say his name.
I'm not going to say his name.
This one student in particular. Okay.
So, this
is where that PC comedian comes in.
Yeah. So, you have...
Coco Brown stole my joke one time.
Oh, I'm sure y'all was just thinking about the same thing. I'm sure of it. No, she's a sweetheart.
She is. I love her.
Yeah.
But she did.
Oh, Lord.
She did. It was in a heat of passion.
It's how it be, though.
It was in L.A. Go ahead. I'll tell you that story. I tell it every chance I can.
Oh, my goodness. No, I don't know. So, Fat Doctor taught us how to write. And so I wrote this one joke in that class. And then when I came to class and I wrote that joke, he said, you tell this joke every time you get on stage. I don't care what's going on. You tell this joke every time you get on stage. It's the joke I do about Kunta Kinte with the detachable foot. Have you ever heard that bit? You heard that bit, right?
I have. Tell it now.
No, it's just weird to tell it.
It's not.
It is. Okay, well, It is weird.
It's not weird.
It's weird.
It's so
YouTube
funny.
That part.
Tell it.
Well, it's hard, Nikki. It's just me and
do
you.
it. I'ma laugh.
I know, Lord. We're basically it's about action figures and Kunta Kinte action figures and detachable foot and Roots video game and you get to New York and you get your foot back. like an extra man. Right, you get an extra man, get your foot back.
Okay.
And so
Or you lose. And hop away.
Right. And so that joke got me onto now, and this is the other part of the process. Alex Scott would let me roll with him, and we were doing stuff like hitting 14, 15 states in 2 weeks. We would just get in a truck.
That's heavy.
Yeah, we would get in a truck and just go city to city to city, wherever we can get on. We make some money some nights. We don't make some money some nights. We crash where we could crash, or we get a hotel, or however we did it. Hook or crook, we would just roll, right? And so what that did was teach us how to write and perform, not just for DC. Or so I can go to Jersey, I'm good. I can go to Ohio, I'm good. I can go to Kentucky, I'm good. Or we can go to wherever. And so, that's the process of what it looked like for us. Now, when you're going all over the place and I'm not making no money, it's not feeling good for me. So, boom, Clever Lee comes in. Boom,
Bye,
5 shows a week.
Guaranteed
Boom,
check.
Guaranteed check. Bring in my homies, pay them. Then we can have some inside-outside games. Yeah. So that's how that whole process kind of began. And that working in Club Elite got me ready for Martin Lawrence First Amendment, which came out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. Because
that's how it happens too.
Yeah, because you hear the auditions, like comedians want to get on First Amendment. Call the radio station. You call the radio station, they don't got no information. You call all the comedians, I don't know where the audition's at. I don't know. And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, nobody know nothing, right?
Nobody knows anything.
Nobody knows anything.
And everybody there. And when you get there, everybody there.
Everybody there. So, what's his name? Doug Williams was sitting in the hotel and needed a place to work out to get ready for the tapings the next week.
Huh.
Who got a spot? Me. So I sent a truck over to his hotel, picked him up, brought him over to Club Elite.
That's right.
Here, have as much stage time as you want.
Work it out,
Work it out. And he worked it out. Yeah. And then the producer happened to ride with him to Club Elite. And I went to the producer. I was like, I know the auditions are sold up because everybody told me they're sold up. How do I get on auditions for next year? He was like, you can get on for this year. I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? Boom, meet me in Baltimore.
Not because you asked, not young man.
That's right. So I used to meet me in Baltimore Sunday, 7 o'clock. I was like, all right, cool. I get to Baltimore. Everybody that I asked, what's up with the auditions, is at the auditions. The girl that's hosting
who didn't know, who didn't have any information.
They didn't have no information. The girl that's hosting, as soon as I come in the door, Eddie, ain't no slots. Okay.
I'm good.
I'm good. So I went and stood in the corner. Producer comes in. Hey, how y'all doing? Yeah, we're gonna set it up. Oh yeah, Eddie needs put him on the list. I want to see him. And da. She hit me with well, I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna do some announcements. I'm gonna bring you up, and then I'm gonna start the show. I was like, okay, bet.
Wait, based on this, I'm trying to catch who this is.
Nope.
I know you're not gonna tell me, but I think I know. Go ahead.
Like,
Does she live here?
Nope.
She used to.
No, yeah, everybody used to live here.
I know who it is.
No, you
Go
don't.
ahead.
Anyway, it's not her. Anyway.
I know who it is.
So we went, and she was like, I'm going to do some announcements, and then I'm going to bring you up, and then I'm going to start the show. Okay, no problem. She brought me on that stage, man. I had all that anxiety and all that, man. I boom, 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 boom. The rest of the show, it was 15 comedians on that jump.
Dang. Should have gave me the information.
Should have gave me the information.
Karma would have been different.
Yeah. And so, the producer walked past me and said, I'm not supposed to tell you this tonight, but you win. Thank you, boy. I left Baltimore.
Like shade, right?
Got me some crab cakes.
You had some middies smoking out of there.
Man. So, boom. And, that connection happened with the producer and Doug Williams because of Chris Thomas. You see, because everybody, what people don't realize is, you know, with your veterans, you know, they got so much skin in the game that everybody, you know, Chris Thomas is like a treasure. You know, Tony Woods is a treasure. You know what I mean? So if you're able to build a relationship with the people that came before you and you work, then they're going to respect it. But if you just like, the veterans ain't trying to show no love.
Hey, like somebody owes you something.
Yeah. And it's not like that. It's like, no, if I see you working, then I can, you know, but if I don't see you working, what I'm going to give you something for? Yeah. So he didn't necessarily like tell, hey, put him on the da-da-da-da, but, you know, it was like, oh, this dude Eddie got the room. Y'all need a spot to work out. All right, yeah, Chris, you know what I mean? So he facilitated that whole thing. Yeah. And so, you know, even though at the time, I was going to war with the club about Chris because the owners had known Chris forever. So they were, oh, that's just Chris Thomas. He not funny. He not. I'm like, hey, how crazy is hell? Chris Thomas is funny.
Hilarious. He's always been funny.
Yeah.
Always. He's never not been funny.
I'm saying he just not telling his, you know, money stuff in this. The ceiling is leaking. It's, you know what I mean? Like it's dirty in here. The floor stick to your shoe. You know, he not gonna put on his, you know, whatever. And so they didn't want Chris playing the club, and I was like, well, if Chris is not a part of this, then I can't be a part of this. That's type, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm talking about.
You know what
loyalty.
I mean? Loyalty. And so Chris was like,
you hear that? Loyalty.
Yeah, because Chris was
who you are.
Know you are. Chris was the one who put all the pictures up inside the joint. He gave it its identity. You know.
I mean, he blazed the trail. Even if he hadn't done any of those things, what he did was create an atmosphere that would be conducive to people even showing up here tonight. Yeah. If Chris Thomas hadn't took the risk to tell the jokes in the 80s when he was in high school.
Right.
And keep doing it and getting booed and bombing and just like you, there would be no Club Elite.
No. And they couldn't quite understand that. And so we were going back and forth and he was going back and forth, but he still, you know, like, all right, yo, boom, go see Eddie. But, you know, he worked all of that out. So, you know, that was the type of environment in which we came up in. And, you know, it was, you know, so then it was like, all right, boom. The club owned another club. They had martinis, so they had comedy on Tuesdays. So it was like, all right, Chico, host Tuesdays. Here go the budget. Pay whoever you need to pay. Lawrence, here go Thursday. Here go the budget. Pay whoever you need to pay. And then I had Friday and Saturday. And then sometimes I would rotate my Friday and Saturday with Chris or Tony Woods whenever they needed. And so that's how
those were the days.
Those were the days. So we were able to have that community thing, you know. So, you know.
Listen, I could listen to these stories all day, and there's so many of them. We got people watching. Shout out to the people watching us on Facebook Live.
Oh, hey, everybody.
We underwent a transformation in the studio. I'm super proud. Kudos to Max Myrick, Shane, our super producer, Angie Gates, our amazing director, and always I got to give and pay homage to our amazing mayor, Muriel Bowser, who just came back from a delegation to Ethiopia.
I know that's right.
I believe she's back. I'm guessing she's back because my guy is back.
Are you talking about U Street?
No. I'm talking about Ethiopia. Okay. Yes. So anyway, we got some people watching. Hey, Rollo Boykins. Y'all check out Rollo. He's going to be with me at the AARP event that you're not going to be here for.
Oh, yeah. Shh, don't tell everybody where I'm going to be.
Okay. I'm not telling nobody nothing.
That's right.
Okay. Audra Upchurch. Hey. Amazing author. Listen, if you guys have questions, just run them and we'll read them as we see them.
Shoot.
Any shout outs, but Eddie, I want to hear more. So this is what I want to know, because Club Elite was one of the places that I first went to when I first started comedy. I didn't meet you till a little while later, but Mike Brooks was hosting at the time.
So he came after me.
He came after you, right. And I did learn the history after that, but I didn't know anything, right? This was in 2012, like January.
Okay.
And I went to Club Elite, and Freddie Ricks was on stage, and Mike Brooks was the host, and I just went in the back of the room and I watched, right? I was scared. I didn't know what to expect. And my thing was, I just wanted to learn. Like, I've always loved comedy. I've always, not even knowing, been a student of comedy. And I love everything about it. I love that, when people turn out like you to me, who are genuine and helpful just because. I love that you're not petty too. Like how you won't let me talk about people. I as much as I jump petty. I do. When all else fails, jump petty.
Yeah.
Like, I like that, but I really, really admire that part of your personality, the level of integrity that you always demonstrate.
Thank you.
And I commend you for that, and I think that, I'm going to make you rich because of it.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate
You're welcome.
That. Yeah, let's get
So anyway,
we need the
one of the best pieces of advice that you gave me, because as I started and ventured off into comedy on the DC scene, I realized that telling jokes was only a part of it, right? I had to learn the business, and I'm a businessman. I'm a business mind at heart, right? That's my thing. I love business.
Me too.
I love making money, and I took what I did and I brought it to this, and decided that I needed to find a space that was mine. And I did that. So when I was trying to figure out this comedy space, I talked to you. And you were very forthcoming again, and thank you. Like you said to me, and the most impactful, and it's very simple. You said, stop starting from scratch every time.
Yeah.
You're starting all over every time, because I wanted to be a producer, right? I'm producing shows, but every single show, I'm doing everything like it's the first time I ever done it. And it was like a light bulb went off.
Yeah, man.
Who has impacted your career in that way, your life, giving you advice? What's the best advice you've ever gotten, and whom from?
Okay, so back to Clever Elite. Doc Hayes.
The owner.
The owner of Clever Elite.
That's DJ Dirty Rico's daddy, ain't it?
Yeah. So Doc Hayes is probably one of the most shrewd, hustling, business-savvy individuals in entertainment, not just in regards to comedy. What he taught me was how to apply what was going on in the real world to comedy business.
Yeah.
So, we would have days where, the gas company is coming to the club to cut the gas off. Friday night, I got 150 tickets sold.
It's gonna be cold.
And it's not gonna be cold. We're not gonna be open. You can't open with no gas.
Because you can't cook.
Right. So I'm in the joint panicking while I'm watching the dude turn off the gas. I'm panicking. He's sitting.
Who died?
He's doing nothing. So Troy, man, I was going down the bottom line, and we're going to get. Hey, man, do y'all realize
he was
I
real
got 100?
Back.
Yeah, he's so laid back. Yeah,
he real laid back.
He was like, he's so cavalier. Right, so I'm like, all right, cool, man, I got 150 people, and they was like, man, come on, calm down, Junior. I'm like, man. So the truck drive off, and he scoot back from his desk and open up the drawer, and he pull out the tool to turn the gas back on. They don't teach you that in business school.
That's shade 101.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He's like, boom, yeah, you don't worry about this. Your chicken gonna get cooked. You not worry about that. I pay them Monday after we make this money this weekend. So, it's not, what that taught me was, it's not as bad as it always seemed. Stuff
don't
like
panic.
that. Yeah, don't panic.
Live in the solution.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Yeah.
Live in the solution.
He was like, we done did this before.
We got this.
And so,
that's hilarious.
That's one. Tony Woods, always teaching even when he's not teaching.
Yep. Subtly.
Yeah, because,
Tony Woods is literally my favorite comedian.
Yeah, mine too.
I love him.
I mean,
he's brilliant.
This business, I know for me, it beats me up.
Yeah.
So some people that you think are your friend, or people that you think, you've been loyal to, they should be loyal to you. Fans, quote unquote, you see them, and then comedians talking bad about you to customers. Right? They talking bad about you to customers, and then here you come with your fly, hey, come to my show. Yeah, I can't, man, because such and such don't mess with him. And he used to be my girlfriend. He used to go with my girlfriend. Now he don't go with my girlfriend no more, so we're not going to go see his shows. And all that old sucker stuff, that they hold you to a different standard that I thought, But, guys like Tony, it's like, just live in the moment, continue to be funny, continue to work, whether it's a big show, little show,
Never seen him get caught up in no drama either.
No.
Never.
No. Because, he just not
He not take it to heart kind of guy.
No.
We did beef one time, me and him. One time.
I mean, we fight.
Yeah.
That's my big homie. So we gonna argue. You know what I mean? Some things, we work, but through it all, I got stuck, and I needed to get to Detroit one time. I didn't have a nickel.
Yeah.
Tony Woods got my plane ticket. When he went overseas and, his mama needs some groceries and all of that. Hey, Eddie, can you run over my mom's house and take her to the grocery store and blah, 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 blah. No problem.
Whatever
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's the type of, when you do have a solid person, then, you know what I mean, we can be a family like that. But
and for a guy like him, and I'm that way. Like, I just feel like if there's anything I can do, anything, it don't even, like, you don't have to have done anything for me. What you have done for me might have been indirect. Like, you have impacted an industry that I beloved.
Right.
So, in a way that has changed my life as a result. And I'm just like, I'm always willing to do whatever I can. I remember you said this was one of the times I guess you was being extra beat up by this, right? And you said, I'm gonna get me a food truck. I'm quitting.
I'm quitting this. I'm still getting my food truck. I don't care.
You're not gonna quit though. You can't quit. You got too much. You bring too much to the table.
This
Shout out to super producer Big Dale Calhoun. Delano.
Oh yeah. No.
I miss you, Dale.
No, man. I'm gonna get some other businesses because comedy gonna make me. I'm like 2 shows away from shooting every promoter in the head. I'm tired of all this.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, man.
What's the craziest promoter story that you got?
Me and Fees. This promoter had me booked in a show in Charlotte, and he called. I think what happened is a comedian from up here found out that I was on the show, and he was more of a vet than I was. So he went down there the day before and convinced the promoter to kick me off the show, and he'll take less money than what he had to pay me.
Wow.
Right? So I drove. I didn't even have a car. I got my friend to drive me from D.C. to Charlotte.
Wow.
To go get my money from this promoter and the comedian. Y'all gonna see me. We gonna,
Did you get it?
Yes, I got my money.
Did you do the show?
No, I did not do the show.
And they paid you?
Yes, he paid me.
Wow, that's risky.
Yeah, because he gonna get my money. Because, that's not how you do business.
No,
it's
not.
What I mean?
It's not.
If I book somebody, you good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm the same way.
Yeah, you good. I'm going to make sure that you straight.
Can I tell you, loyalty is one of the things that is like the biggest thing for me.
Man.
I think that if you are loyal in life, period, not just business, in life, you're going to get so far. And I take it like I'm so generous to people just because I take it so personal when somebody is disloyal to me. That's one of my peeves, and I've recently learned that about myself because I get enraged. Like I'm so hurt by it, and I don't manage that part of my emotions well.
Right.
And I go off.
Right.
I'm working on it. I'm working on that.
You and I both. So let me know when you find a counselor.
I found him. It's the stage.
It's the stage. Yeah, because I had comedians, tell me, in this last 5 years, I took more of a producer role than straight stand-up. Yeah, because, I mean, you know, you got to figure out how to maneuver and until you can figure out that right creative endeavor. And so I had some life challenges that would not allow me to fully dedicate my life to comedy like I did when I was starting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had some tragic things kind of happen. And by happenstance, the producer role kind of came when I was at a low. You know what I mean? And so it was like, all right, that'll give me a chance to get my second win and figure out what this
How
next
fulfilling
thing.
was it?
It was good. It's good.
Great. It's
It's
amazing.
still going.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's life-changing.
Yeah. And so now we're able to look at things and say, oh, okay, boom, right, we here. Now we're going to go here.
Yes.
Now we're going to go, you know, so now, like, we got a little freedom. But, you know, during that time, people that I thought that were homies, you ain't this and you ain't that. And
big mistake.
yeah, you know.
Big mistake.
Great big mistake.
Like I just watched this movie the other day, Pretty Woman, again. Big mistake, right? From that's one of my favorite lines from that movie when Julia Roberts went into the store and the people treated her real bad, wouldn't sell her nothing. She had all that money, and she went back the next day after they spent bank,
right,
and said, "Big mistake,
big
huge,
mistake, huge,
yeah,
because it's coming for a second."
Yeah,
so,
man. You know. I'm telling you, like, I just think that I like seeing the transitions, like Tiffany Haddish being so successful. Tiffany is one of the most genuine people I've ever met, just like you. I met her when she was doing comedy. She had been doing comedy for a while. I met her in about 2012. And I was a fan because when I started doing comedy, I studied women, black women in comedy. And she was one of the people I saw. And then I met her. I saw her do, what's his name show? Who Got Jokes? Bill Bellamy.
Oh, yeah.
And then I booked her when I got the opportunity. When I became a producer, I booked her, and that was like huge for me, right? And the biggest one was Lunel at that time, and that was huge. I was like, okay, I can do this.
You got this.
This is fire. And I was super intimidated. I love radio, and I watch you do what you do. Can we talk about how you transitioned into that?
Okay, so boom. Everybody know Joe Claire is one of the. I'm talking about one of the most non-Hollywood people that are my friends in
one of the most successful non-Hollywood Hollywood people.
Yeah,
that's it.
So back
he regular.
He regular. Let me tell you how regular. So backstory. I'm starting comedy in college. I think I'm funny. I ain't funny, right? My homies are throwing a party, comedy show hosted by Joe Claire, after party with Chuck Brown. Boom, I'm opening up for Joe Claire and Chuck Brown. Oh, we going. My mama bring me. My brothers there, everybody. We 20 deep. I go up there and do the most horriblest 3 minutes of my life. So bad, Joe Claire Joan my mama out for bringing me to the club. Okay? I mean,
not your mama.
He Joe my mama. I'm talking about, you should have had an abortion. I mean, they are going all the way in. Right? And so, boom, you know, after that, you're supposed to not like him forever in life, right?
You can't not like him.
If
you got a sense of humor, you can't. Because I know that had to be hilarious.
Oh, my God. I wanted to cry. I'm in the bathroom about to cry. So, boom. Fast forward. This is like at least 10 years, maybe 10 years. I'll say 8 years forward. I'm doing the Bay Area Comedy Competition, 2007. Okay. I leave Oakland and go to LA, and I'm just hanging out on Sunset, going to the Comedy Store. Who's hosting the Comedy Store? Now, this is 8 years later.
Okay.
Who's hosting the Comedy Store on Tuesday?
Joe Claire.
Joe Claire.
Wow.
What's up, Slim? Ain't nothing. You getting on tonight. The Comedy Store I'm getting on tonight? Yeah, you getting on tonight. I get on stage. I have a ball on stage. So he didn't throw me shade like, oh, last time I saw him, he bombed.
Right.
He didn't do that.
No.
He was like, you going on stage tonight. Boom, I go on stage. I have a ball. We go in the back, have some drinks, chill, party. Boom, I'm running this club over in D.C. Would you come do Club Elite? Yeah, I come and do Club Elite. How much money you got for me? All right, this all I got. Oh, yeah, I'm coming to get that. I'm coming. So he would come no matter what the money was. He wasn't doing it for the money.
Right.
He was just like, I get to come home, make a little bit of bread. That's my man.
Yeah.
Boom. So, all right, cool. So he would do it often. He did it. Dominique did it. You know what I mean? Like
She's a wonderful person,
man,
too.
great people.
Yeah.
Great people.
Yeah.
So, boom. So, fast forward. Joe leaves L.A., moves to Atlanta, start his family, do all of that stuff. He started doing radio with Frank Ski. Frank Ski comes back to D.C. to do a show on HUR. And Joe's he's the comedian on the show. And so he has a segment that he needs to flesh out every day. So we started doing that together.
Yeah.
So we're fleshing out a segment. That segment then started doing fairly good. The show didn't necessarily, I don't know if it was a good fit or however it was, what was going on.
It didn't work out.
On 96. He ends up on 95 in the morning show, and they bring the segment
With
back.
his own morning show.
On his own
Let's talk
morning
about
show.
that.
Right, so he gets his own morning show.
He went from the comic relief on Frank Ski's show
to his own
which got
morning show.
canceled,
Right.
to the Joe Clear morning show, which
Right.
is still running.
Which is still running.
As the personality.
Right.
The primary.
And so the segment, we flesh out the segment. Now the segment is back. And
What's the name of the segment?
The Cleasy Report.
The Cleasy Report.
So he
Joe
we
Clear,
write that.
Okay.
Write that with him. And, it's just like, all right, boom. Here's a muscle I'm using every day. Send 3, whether they use it or not, or however they want to use it. And, it's a good opportunity to work the other muscle.
Yeah.
Like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
So we got that going. We got a couple of other projects going. And it's like refreshing for it not to be, a situation where people act, when you're in this business and people be posturing and all Hollywood and it ain't necessary.
No.
You know what I mean?
It's useless.
Yeah.
In fact, it's counterproductive.
Right. And when it shows up when you're doing shows and you see the comedian be like, when am I going up on this lineup? The funny cast be like, oh, just call me whenever you're ready for me to go up on stage. Cool. But, we do the shows and we go on the road and we get to do stuff. And so that shows me how to understand what roles are out there aside from, I got to be the star.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so now I have a good understanding of what Paul Mooney's process was like. And I got a good understanding of what Byron Allen's process is like. And I got a good understanding, you know what I mean? And understanding that, okay, well, every joke is not necessarily for me that I write.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, this might be good for your set, or this. So now I can go and say, and people will call and say, hey, man, I got this I'm working on, blah, blah, blah. And, so, that type of stuff, it's been successful. It's been cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So we typically don't talk about current news here because we pre-record the show and then it airs later, but we are streaming live.
Okay.
And one of the most landmark and impactful cases is happening tomorrow.
Yeah.
You mentioned Byron Allen.
Yeah.
And Byron is taking a case to the Supreme Court of the United States from a legislation that was enacted in the 1800s after
1866.
1866.
First civil rights bill, post-emancipation proclamation. Because we didn't get 40 acres and a mule, the contingency was to have equal access to government contracts and private industry contracts.
Which doesn't happen.
Right. So we have to be able to use that law to hold companies accountable.
Yes.
And so now they're taking Comcast is trying to get that part of the law. Removed. It's 1981 is the portion of the law removed from that. So it makes it hard for us to try to hold them accountable.
Establish in media, in broadcast media, and on their platform, which is also almost a Comcast is so big in that space. Mm-hmm. It's almost like they're like the Facebook of cable.
Yeah.
You know?
They are the biggest. I mean, I can't get any other cable company in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And there's such
Byron Allen has, I think, 80 stations.
Yeah, it's called the Elite Group or something like that. Elite Entertainment, something. I can't remember exactly.
And he's just not getting distribution.
I hate that I'm messing it up.
He's not getting distribution.
He's not, and they've refused him, and he went to court and lost a certain portion of it, and then he won a portion. Comcast won. And then he was suing and won another aspect. And so...
No, he went back and won both appeals against Clear and Comcast.
Did he?
Yes.
Okay.
So... yeah,
I was listening to it, and I got it twisted.
Yeah.
But Byron Allen is amazing, and by the time you hear this on the radio, if you're listening on the radio, I hope that the case is that Byron won, that we won, because a win for him is a win for us. This is going broadcast media.
This is going to affect everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that this is probably going to, they're probably, I think they're going to get to hear the case tomorrow. Yeah. And then I don't know when they'll make a decision on the case, but they'll hear it.
So
tomorrow.
the thing about the case that's just so impactful is I know that people don't understand how this affects or impacts them, but this directly affects every Black person in America.
Absolutely.
Whether you're in broadcast media or not.
No.
Like
this is just corporate.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
This is opportunity.
Housing discrimination. You can't necessarily.
This is opportunity.
Banking discrimination, healthcare discrimination. So, without those tools, it's not like everybody's playing on an even. Studies are coming out and saying Black people mortgages are not as valued as white people mortgages.
Right, the homes. They devalue our homes. So we lose hundreds of thousands of dollars in appraisals because people have participated in redlining and steering.
And without this law,
devaluation.
We can't fight it. We can't even fight it. Without this piece of law. So that's why this case is so important. It's not just a Byron Allen thing. So I hope really it will, justice will prevail.
Justice will prevail. Yeah. Hey, Ian Simpson. So, Eddie, this has been awesome. I could listen to you all day. We had some other stuff we were going to talk about. But it's so interesting listening to your experiences.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to know, one of the things I ask people all the time, and we're going to come next week with a whole new format.
Okay.
So we'll work through that. You guys will be surprised, and so will I. Because I'm not sure what it's going to be, but I know I got to be on my A game with this.
We're going to have some fun.
So I want to know what your ultimate aspiration is. Like, what is that one thing that's going to happen in Eddie Bryant's career and his life that is going to impact you to the point where you'll say, this is it. I made it.
Okay. Ooh, my I made it moment. Movie written. I like writing. So whether I wanna write movies and produce them, or have somebody however that work out. That's I want that. I want tours. I want album. I want property.
Okay.
I'm simple. I like it real simple. Couple pieces of property, some businesses, get to go on tour whenever you want to, make it happen. And, that's cool for me. I don't necessarily, and you get on me about this all the time. I'm not sold on social media. You know what I mean? I do not feel well living my life for likes. And I have to. I know. I have to change my attitude.
Yes, you do.
Towards it, but that's how I see it. And what I see is like you heard my joke about my cousin coming out of the closet as a lesbian after her third baby, right? And I end up with the girl. And we go get Shape Up and tennis shoes together, right? Well, I said this joke in front of many a comedian. Now, I seen a video today. They took my joke.
Who?
I don't know who. I seen the guy in the video. I seen the guys in the video at my shows before.
Shut up.
Right? Now they have a whole music video about the subject matter.
Wow.
And so, creatively, it's by any means necessary now. It's not your own thinking. You know what I mean?
Well, that's lazy. That's because people are lazy.
Well, it makes me feel like I'm the lazy one because
Why?
I wrote the joke and then I was happy with it right there, and then somebody comes and takes it, and it's that whole I got to get these likes type of thing, and it just irks me. So I don't know what that is, and the younger generation, their whole generation grew up on the phone.
Yeah.
Well, people in my age don't even know how to work the phone.
No.
They be like, huh? What?
You can hear me?
Yeah, you can.
You still live.
I can see you right there. But so, I have to figure out what that is.
Well, you have to wrap your head around the fact that change is constant.
Yes.
And if you don't change with the times, then you're going to be left behind.
Right.
So the fact that people still jokes, they do. They always will. Mm-hmm. They always will. Mm-hmm. You still are amazing.
Thank you.
And you are funny as all get out.
Thank you so much.
And I thank you for, one, saying yes, finally relenting.
Yes.
And I appreciate you today coming out. Tell everybody how to find you.
You can find me at the grocery store when Nikki's going to give me some stuff. And,
for Grandma. We're going to shop for Grandma.
Shop for Grandma today. The EddieBryantShow.com. TheEddieBryantShow.com. Every Wednesday, I host karaoke in Waldorf at Social 228. So it's free. I want everybody to come. If you can sing, dance, and all that stuff. So come and kick it.
Waldorf.
Yeah, come and kick it.
I'm
We're
coming
Waldorf.
tomorrow.
You coming tomorrow?
Yeah, that's
Bet.
tomorrow.
Let's do it.
I'm coming.
Okay, drinks on me. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we get two. You get two. That's it. Two drinks.
Eddie Bryant, everybody. I am so excited, man. I'm looking forward to whatever this becomes.
Yes.
I think we're going to go far.
We're going to go far.
We're beyond this. We're going to do a lot.
Yes.
This is going to be so fun.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
Let's go.
So many super exciting things are happening. This is Backstage Beyond the Laughs. We're here in our brand new, newly outfitted studio. You're watching us live on Facebook and every other platform, YouTube. Yeah. And DCRadio.com, .gov, DCRadio.gov.
That's right.
And go to DC Radio on Facebook as well. This is 96.3 HD4. If you're listening in your car, thank you.
On your HD channel.
Just coming after the Oxygen Mix right here on Saturday night at midnight. Let's boogie.
In DC, for DC. DC Radio, 96.3 HD4 and DCRadio.gov.